Hello everybody, I'm Stylosa from UnitLost.com, and this is the round of 32 of Cyber.com StarCraft 2 competition Polaris. It's sponsored by TT Esports and Club 3D. So yeah, we have got Dzerzhinsky versus Shibbxyz. I cannot pronounce that. XYZ does not compute in my mind, so it's Shib from now on versus Dzerzhinsky. Now Dzerzhinsky we know from the UK UTL, so we know a little bit about Dzerzhinsky. He's spawning as the green Terran in the north hand position on Shattered Temple. I was going to say Shibbxyz Plateau, but no, it's Shattered Temple. And in the southern position we've got Shib spawning as a purple Zerg, which I believe is Kiriov's favourite colour. Good lord. And also I'll take this time to announce the Cyber competition. If you go to cyber.com/giveaway, you could have a chance of winning a GeForce GTX 550 graphics card and a dash and mouse mat signed by White Raw. So I'll suggest you get over there and check it out. That's cyber.com/giveaway. Yeah, this is the round of 32, so it's a best of 5. We don't want to look at that, go away. It's a best of 5. So a best of 3, sorry. I do apologise, a best of 3. So first the 2 wins big and wins real big. So we've got the barracks going down on the front for Dzerzhinsky. No kind of funny businesses on the go. Got an SCV moving out, checking the spawn positions. Unfortunately, Dzerzhinsky's SCV is not going to find Shibbxyz as fast as he'd like, but you know, he's got to check for the close spawns because you don't want any kind of rancid already behaviour going on. And also he could possibly rush the Zerg as well. We all love Zergs when they get rushed and killed. Spawning pool's coming in for Shibangi Bango. The barracks is almost finished completing a building, so it's almost completed. So we enter the phase again where the caster has to talk a load of interesting facts during the start to try and bulk it out. Like, oh, look at all these rally points. So Dzerzhinsky's SCV is about to move into the main of Shib, and he's going to see the gas is going down and the extractors the spawning pool's about to finish. So he knows no funny business is going on. He knows that it's cross spawn, so there's quite a way to go. So you know he doesn't really have to worry about any kind of rush. Obviously, no rush is going to be going down, and he's fairly secure anyway with his single marine popping out. The question is, what are they going to do? Orbital command's coming online on 16, I believe. Yeah, because it's 17 supply now, so obviously 16, and it's finished. And he's got a single gas up as well, Dzerzhinsky. So the question is, what's he going to do? Is he going to go for Tech Lab, or is he going to save the gas? What's he going to do? It's a mystery. We just don't know. The question is, what's Shibby going to do? What's he dropping down? Roach one. So we're going to see some roaches. That's a good get. A good bet. If you're a betting man, I'd definitely go for that. So we've gone straight into the factory for Dzerzhinsky instead of the tech lab or any kind of add-on for the barracks. So we are probably going to see some Hellion play. Maybe we'll see the reactor dropped on the barracks so we can do the tech swap. We'll have to wait and see. The expansion's gone down. The natural for Shib. This could play into Dzerzhinsky's hands if he can get some Hellions down. He knows the expansion's there now. He just came down to check with that SCV. And it does look like he's going to go into Hellions, although 3 roaches are on the field, or will be on the field very shortly. They're going to take out that SCV. No, they're moving down to the natural. So the natural is going to be fairly secure. Any kind of Hellion attack, he's not going to be all that effective. He's actually going for the tech lab, so it looks like he's going straight into marine tank. And we've got a bunker, so he knows the roach warren's down. He could see that from his scouting with the SCV. Good reactions to drop down a bunker to obviously try and repel the early roach aggression. He's monitoring the roaches moving up the field. It looks like the roaches are, the roaches are going to go straight in and probe the front. They're not going to be all that successful because the bunker's about to complete, and the marines are obviously jumping to the bunker. It looks like, where are the roaches going? What they do? Oh, they're splitting up. Crazy roach AI pathing. Here they come anyway, the roaches. They're going to come up the ramp. They're not going to be able to do much damage. They'll see the factory and the tech lab. Let's check out what they can find out. They're going to come up, yeah, so they see the factory and the tech lab, the barracks. He could lose a roach if he's not careful. No, Shibbxyz managed to pull it back. So Shibbxyz needs to pull back and focus on building up units. Meanwhile, though, we do have a siege tank coming out. We don't have siege tech on the way at the moment, although obviously it's an inevitability. Mr. Anderson, the siege tank will be coming. He'll be coming to rain down his showers of love all over the battlefield. Look at that poor SCV trying to get back in. Oh, the door's finally been let down. Salvaging the bunker because the bunker's done its job. The first tank's out now. Second tank's on the way. We've got a expansion going down. Where's that? Obviously to drop down over into the natural. Can be easily secured with the tanks. If he decides to go for siege tech or just pump out more tanks to begin with. It looks like he's working on the rocks as well. Shibby is, so he can get up. Or Shib. I'll stop calling him Shibby. I actually know a guy called Shibby. Crazy. Speed's almost done for the Zerglings and Metabolic Boost, so we're going to have Speedlings very shortly. There's only a couple of roaches out in the field. Looking at the army value, it's very much in favour for Dzerzhinsky, obviously with the tanks and the marines out in the field. Maybe he could go down and apply pressure. I mean, there's only a couple of roaches, and oh, there we go. Here the spine crawlers being dropped down. Obviously, siege tech, which is almost half completed, will blow them to pieces. But the question is he going to be able to do... Well, I think what he's going to do is he's just simply going to move out down into his natural, secure that. We've got a single Zergling there waiting from Shib, checking on the expansion so he knows the timings. As soon as he knows he's expanded, maybe he'll be able to do something off the back of that. It looks like the Zerglings decided to move up and absolutely get blown away by a siege tank. It would have revealed the 3 siege tanks, so I think, yeah, he should have done it at the top of the round. The Marines are moving down. I'd be very surprised if no bunkers had dropped down as well to consolidate this position, make it more secure. Meanwhile, we've got another expansion going down for Shib. Nice wall of overlords as well. Stop any kind of dodgy medevac drops coming in. Well, not stop, but you'll be able to see them coming in and react appropriately. So there's the fabled bunker going down at the natural. Siege tanks are starting to siege up. I mean, it's looking... Dzerzhinsky, very, very hard to break. We've got the armory going down. We've got a couple of Hellions on the way, an Infernal Pre-Igniter as well. We always like to see a bit of that. A couple of Zerglings. Well, I say a couple. There's quite a lot of Zerglings there. What's that? 16, 17, 18 Zerglings and 1 rock. Destructible rocks. Working on the rocks. So that'll be open for the golden, well, the orange, golden, whatever you want to call them, mineralis to be taken. The ones that are worth all the cash. The high roller, stakes, minerals. Oh yeah, anyway, I'm starting to ramble now. This is where I need Kirillov to laugh at. So we've got a couple of Zerglings, well, a lot of Zerglings that we've just established moving through the middle of the map. Decided to split though. We don't want the camera looking at nothing, that's quite bad. Missile turrets going up, obviously. Any kind of any kind of Mutalisk threat. That the missile turret obviously help out with, but there are a lot of Marines, so should be fairly covered in that department. Although Mutalisks, almost invaluable for the harassment potential that they've got. We've got a starport coming down now, and we've got level 1 weapons upgrades coming in for the Terran vehicles. It looks like we're going up to the lair as well. So what are we going to see now? I mean, we've got the Baneling nest down. Where is that? The Baneling nest is at the natural, and we have got the Roach Warren down, and we've got a lot of Zerglings. And where have the Roaches gone? Yeah, still 3 Roaches. I think the Roaches were just basically part of an early pressure. There's actually some more Zerglings working on the backdoor rocks. We've got Hellions moving out now though by Dzerzhinsky. I'd be interested to see what damage the Hellions can do. Well, they've murdered one Zergling, but he knows it's coming now. What is he going to do? What is Shibb's going to do? What's he going to do? What answers has he got to this? That's not very clever, moving all them Zerglings up to them Blue Flame Hellions. They'll absolutely toast him. It's an absolute barbecue. Look at it. We've got Banelings morphing in. Roaches are coming up. The Roaches should be able to sort them out. They're forced to back off. Forced to back off. Although he's still not lost any Hellions, so it's not a total worthless attack. I mean, he did kill a couple of... How many kills have these got on him? 1, 2, 3. So maybe 3 or 4 kills of Zerglings, so not all that much. But you never know, you can bring them in to harass other expansions later on in the game. I mean, they could actually... the backdoor rocks are still in place at this expansion, but they could drive by, although they would end up getting contained and killed. They've killed another Zergling. The backdoor rocks to the second expansion, if you will, of Dzerzhinsky have been taken down, so that's another attack route that's open. We've got the Spire on the way, almost complete. We've got Burrow as well, which is always nice to see Burrow. We've got a Thor coming out, and the Terran Vehicle Weapons Upgrade 1 is just about to complete. A ton of Zerglings are moving up through the middle. Oh, that's bad. Loads of them have been killed by the... Although it looks like they're going to be able to kill the Hellions, but they did take a lot of damage from the Hellions there. And obviously, with the siege tanks in place, it's going to be quite bad. Now, maybe Zerglings, if they're feeling cheeky, could get a run. We do actually have a... they'd have to take down a rock, so first we've got a medevac moving out. I'm not actually too sure whether he knows this is coming. I don't think he does. But by the time the medevac gets down to the bottom, the Overlord aerial wall of Overlord observers. It's like from World War II where they put them anti-barrage balloons up on the D-Day beaches. Good lord. They're going to know they're coming. Hopefully the medevac won't fly into them, because that would be kind of bad. The Zerglings are still dancing around the middle of the map. Left one at the tower like a good lad Mr. Shibb has. Or Mrs. Shibb, we just don't know. So, What have we got moving up there? Just Zerglings moving around the map, checking up on any kind of expansion. I've got a couple of Banelings down. The drop, though, is going off. It's a Hellion drop. He doesn't seem to have reacted to this. Oh, no, he's going to take loads of damage on the drones. These Hellions are going to kill loads of drones. That's pretty bad. Moving Zerglings over. He needs to get out of there quick. He doesn't... How many Zerglings? What the hell? He managed to save two of the Hellions, so not too bad. But how many Zerglings? Jesus Christ. Please, how many Zerglings? There's 76. Hellions obviously a very good counter to Zerglings, but when there's 76 against your 4, you're kind of outnumbered. bad times. The longer this goes on, the more and more of an economy advantage Shibbxyz is going to pick up. What's going on there? What is going on there? Oh, the rocks. I see. I thought there was a bit of attack move fail there, but it looks like he's going to move out now and take his next base. He's going to know this is being taken. Shibbxyz, I mean, really, Shibbxyz is just packing a massive economy. We've got some Mutalisks as well moving around the side of the map, and I think the rear is fairly undefended. There are missile turrets. The Mutalisk is not all that clever to take on one missile turret or even 2 missile turrets with that amount of Mutalisks. But once he gets to a critical match, a good number of Mutalisks, it won't really matter. We can just wipe them out. We have got Banelings in the mineral line. Oh, we love Banelings. The Baneling landmines, it's going to be pure. Where's the SCVs? Come on, SCVs, come and get your Baneling juice. Oh dear. Oh no, all the mules have come down. Oh dearie me. Does he know this is happening, Shibbxyz? Oh, this could be real bad. Real bad. More SCVs are coming over. Oh god. That is sickening. That is absolutely sickening. The amount of losses there. Oh my god. That is absolutely terrible. Then we've got the Mutalisks moving in. He's taking massive losses. I mean, if you just check the units kill tab, work is killed. And it's not actually. Work is killed isn't that bad because of the Hellions did a fair amount of damage. So it's not as bad as it was. However, the loss of all the mules, the energy they cost, and the sheer amount they mine at, that is absolutely horrible. It's not what you want to see. It's bad times when you see that. Mutalisks are just probing again around the back of the base. Could have maybe taken a free Hellion there. Yeah, it looks like they're going back to take the Hellion. They need to be careful though. Don't want to take any damage off the missile turret. Ooh, bit of needless damage there. A couple more Mutalisks joining in though. Thors are moving over. 3 Thors. The Mutalisks need to get the hell out of there before they get smashed. They're away. They don't need a second persuasive missile barrage off the Thors. They're gone. I don't want to know. Got pathogens glands coming in. We have got Zerg missile attacks level 1. Couple of 14 Banelings coming in. Another 4. It looks like we're finally going up to the hive as well. So we could see some Broodlords or Ultralisks. Probably Broodlords, I'd imagine, not Ultralisks, even though they are quite funny. The Mutalisks are moving back around the field again. Dzerzhinsky, for me, he's not. I mean, he's got a fairly big army there. He could move in. I mean, look at the mineral worth. It's still the mineral. It's still in favour of Shibbxyz, but the gas is fairly equal. So it's not that much of a massive difference. But the longer he waits, I mean, you've only got to look at the population. I mean, 92 supply to 169 tells a story. And Zerg is going to have the capability to replenish his army very, very fast. And if Dzerzhinsky loses his army in the field, that's quite nice. A triple engineering bay block. But if he loses his army in the field, that's not what you want to see. We do actually have Terran vehicle weapons level 3 coming in. So there's a lot of upgrades on Dzerzhinsky's units. It looks like Dzerzhinsky's had enough and he's moving down. He's going to teach some lessons. I mean, if the Banelings can get in, the Banelings could do a fair amount of damage. But it's going to... If the siege tanks are deployed correctly, obviously... Speaking from my own amazing experience, I always fail to deploy my siege tanks, and then I end up crying when they're all blown to bits by Banelings. Hopefully that won't happen to Dzerzhinsky. Although it could happen. He's getting caught on the side there. He's deployed his siege tanks, so he's got a nice little position there. He needs to start stepping his siege tanks up. He needs to take control of that watchtower, so he's got a sight. There we go. Maybe drop down a scan to wipe out this creep. But he needs to step forward with the tanks, or siege step, however you want to say it. One poor little Zergling sacrificed for the cause. We've got the greatest spy coming in, so we'll definitely see some Broodlords. Nice little couple of Mutalisks coming in there to do a bit of damage to the Hellions, although the Thors, they did not agree with that. Launched a couple of volleys off, and I think we lost one Mutalisk, or maybe one or two, but they took a lot of damage. Really needless damage, but opportunist play by Shibbxyz. Looks like he's going to probe the back door, the triple engineering bay. He's starting to move in now, Dzerzhinsky. He should be able to deny this expansion fairly easily. I don't think there's anything Shibbxyz can even do about that. He does have 6 Broodlords being morphed in. Where are they? There they are. That's obviously going to help him out a ton with the siege tanks and also the Thors. I don't think 2 Vikings. Oh no, there's 4 Vikings. I don't think that's really going to be enough. There's a lot of Hellions. Obviously great to kill the Zerglings with, but caught out in the open there. Some nice micro there by Shibbxyz to catch the Hellions out of place. Do excuse me. So we've got 6 Broodlords moving in now. It's not going to be a pretty sight for Dzerzhinsky. He could snipe off a couple of Thors here. Actually, he doesn't have any anti-air or anything to really fight off. Oh, he's got the Mutalisks, but Broodlords fall apart to Vikings like nothing else. A bit of back and forth there. The Mutalisks are taking terrible damage. I think he's a little bit stuck at the moment. He has got some infestors, so he could get down some fungal growths. I think he needs some... maybe a couple more Mutalisks, maybe, just to counter the... I mean, if he could get rid of the Vikings, although there are more Vikings now. Oh my god, they're going to get absolutely shoveled by the siege tanks. Oh no, this is terrible for Shibbxyz. An absolutely terrible engagement. Although the Broodlords are doing a lot of damage to the siege tanks. They need to get out of there though. I mean, there's no anti-air there. He could fly straight in with a nice fungal growth though. Real nice fungal growth to stop the Vikings. The Vikings though could continue to press. And really, I think they need to press to kill the Broodlords. He's lost another hatchery as well, Shibbxyz has. He may have had the map control to an extent. Especially with the hatcheries down, but losing 2 hatcheries and quite a lot of his army there, it was a very bad engagement for Shibbxyz. Shibbxyz, I apologise. The Hellions are moving in, taking out the creep troopers. He might be able to get some... no. Thought maybe he could get some infestors, but no, he just ended up with a face full of fungal growth. Absolutely smashed. The Broodlord's going forward. He is playing quite well with the Broodlord, Shibbxyz is. Thor's obviously doing hardly any damage to Broodlords. There's one Thor's been taken down. He's moving in now, Shibbxyz is going straight in. Loads of infestors. Massive fungal growth. Completely wiped out the Vikings. The Broodlords should be able to wipe this up now. Pretty bad again for Dzerzhinsky. Great play there by Shibbxyz to wipe out the... great use of the infestors and the fungal growth to take out the anti-air. Of Dzerzhinsky's, obviously the Vikings got totally smashed. That's not what he wanted to see, but I'm afraid that's what he's seeing. I don't think he was gagging for it. I think he's gagging now. He's taking it. Taking a right smash on the chin. He has got a lot of siege tanks left though now, back at his base. But not much anti-air. Looking at the units tab, actually it has no Vikings, so Shibbxyz should push straight up now. It looks like Shibbxyz is just waiting to get his army back together. He's got a lot of Mutalisks there though. A horrible amount of Mutalisks. Remember we talked about that fabled critical mass? Well, I think we're getting close to that. I think, to be honest, even that army there would do quite a lot of damage if used correctly. I mean, it could just start working on the back end of Dzerzhinsky's base. It looks like he's starting to as well. Taking out the tech labs, the add-ons, working on the infrastructure. That missile turret, he could just take that out. Yeah, it's getting absolutely smashed. 3 Broodlords waiting at the entrance. We've got Vikings moving over. There are actually quite a lot of Vikings there, so he's building the Vikings back fairly fast. And Thors. Obviously, a Mutalist's worst nightmare. Unless the magic box in the way to glory. Oh no, that's bad for the Broodlords. He's going to lose all the Broodlords there. And that's pretty bad with the Mutalist as well. Ooh, overextended himself. Nice fungal growth though, again. If only he had Neural Parasite. Or Neural, however you want to pronounce it. Neural Parasite. Could have took the Thors over. It looks like he's just taking on the Thors directly with Mutalist, which is not too clever, but it looks like he's going to kill that Thor. But then again, I mean, he's got almost complete map control. He can afford to just throw units away. But really, that was a bit of a throwaway. A couple of infested Marines there getting shot at by a non-infested Marine, and then they expired. Terrible, terrible. I need to stop saying that. I don't know why I've all of a sudden started saying terrible, terrible damage all the bloody time. Terrible. So we still got a lot of infestors in the middle of the field. the supply is equal, although actually it's in favour of Dzerzhinsky. A lot of siege tanks, I don't know why they're not sieged up, seems a bit not too clever, because I mean if he does try some kind of hero run by or frontal attack, you know, it kind of pays off to have your siege tanks sieged up, especially when you know the bulk of the army is fragile or susceptible to the old Crucio shock cannon shells. But then again, everything's susceptible to siege tank shells. Oh, it looks like the engineering base was taken down at the back, although those Zerglings are not really going to do all too much damage against a planetary fortress. There's 3 missile turrets, so I mean maybe he should go over there and apply pressure with his Mutalisks. Just suicide him away, because this is the only base Dzerzhinsky really has mining. He does have his natural, but it's starting to run out, his natural is. A lot of energy as well on his orbital command there, so he could be dropping down mules if he needed to. We've got high sec auto tracking coming in as well. More ranged on the planetary fortresses and such, but we do have a lot of corruptors coming in. I'd imagine they'll be more straight into broodlords. Come on, little bugger, I'm waiting for you any minute now. Scans going off in the middle from Dzerzhinsky would have picked up that. I mean, he knows what's coming from him. He knows it's terrible. He looks like he's moving out. It looks like Dzerzhinsky's decided that once again he's not waiting in his base. He's coming out. I mean, I do quite like his arm composition with all the Hellions. I mean, especially considering there's a lot of Zerglings there. So he is building a decent army. I just feel that Shibbxyz has taken more of the map. He's finally moving down to take his gold expansion as well. A couple of Zerglings have moved in, so he knows this is happening. What is he going to do about it, Dzerzhinsky? Shibbxyz even. Slowly creeping. It looks like he's going to start pushing with broodlords. Not really all that clever, because I mean there are a lot there. There's 9 Vikings there. I mean if he can fungal growth them again as he has done before, that would be great. He's going to deny the gold expansion though quite easily. Yeah. Just a couple of siege tanks are getting picked off at the back, but the Vikings come in. Here come in the infestors. Oh, the fungal growth's terrible. He needs to get another one off though, and maybe another one just for good measure. If he can wipe the Vikings out, he'll pretty much win this fight. It looks like he's going to lose his broodlords though. He's lost all his broodlords and lost quite a lot of his army there. Dear oh dear, it's a barbecue. All the Zerglings absolutely barbecued. Is he starting to panic a bit, Shibbxyz? It's almost like he's thrown it away. Single broodlord, he has been thrown away. We've got roaches coming in, taking on the Thors. A roach is going to get taken apart. Neural parasite though, finally it turns up, and it's absolutely pure. Siege tanks are like, what's going on lads, what are you shooting us for? They don't know. It's ran out though, so these infestors need to pull back. They're away. We've only got infestors and Zerglings in the middle there now. He doesn't really want to push on him, Dzerzhinsky. He needs to get more reinforcements down. We've got 5 more Hellions coming in. We've got a couple of siege tanks as well joining in, and Vikings. So yeah, I mean that was a pretty good engagement yet again for Dzerzhinsky. I mean he's won every major engagement, but without any kind of harassment or trying to really prevent Shibbxyz from just doing what he likes. I mean these bases are not even saturated. I mean I know he's denying them, but I mean if you look across the map, these bases are getting, you know, there's mining going on there. There's not that, well there's hardly any mining going on. Well there's no mining at the golden minerals, there's mining going on there. So maybe it's not that much of an economic lead as I first suggested, but Dzerzhinsky is replenishing his army better and starting to move it around the field more as well. I think it's just coming down to the simple fact of the broodlords have been thrown away. I mean if Shibbxyz can stop throwing away his broodlords and get the fungal growths out onto the Vikings, he'll just totally trounce Dzerzhinsky's army. And once his army's gone, then I don't really know what he can do to stop it, apart from attempt to rebuild. But at the moment, Shibbxyz is allowing Dzerzhinsky to take hold of the gold mineral patch, which is like, well, he needs to try and deny him somehow. The longer this goes on, it's definitely swinging way more in favour of Dzerzhinsky, because he's a lot better in the army engagements, or he has been in this game anyway. It looks like he's moving down. He's not going to scan. Not all too clever sending the Hellions in against the spine crawlers, although the Zerglings are coming up. That's not really too clever. Ooh, massive damage from the siege tanks. Look at that, a big pool of red dead Zergling. Bad times for them. Got more broodlords coming in. So again with the same unit composition Shibbxyz is kept with for practically all the game. If he can get the fungal growth down and the neural parasites as well. I mean, look at all the infestors. He could literally take over all the Thors, get rid of the Vikings, and then, well, have the Broodlords clean up. Which is probably what he's going to do. Because it's quite clearly, it quite clear makes sense. Clearly makes sense. Ugh. He's moving down with his army again. Dzerzhinsky, he's going around the bush at the back, all stealth-like. That Overlord knows what's going on though. Maybe he should deploy his tanks as a precautionary measure. He doesn't really want to get flanked. Taking out more Overlords. It's the supply is still in favour of Shibbxyz 153 to 139. Let's check out the units killed. Obviously way in favour of Dzerzhinsky because of all the Zerglings getting barbecued. A load of Broodlords. That's an insane amount of Broodlords coming in. Neural parasites going down. We've got a couple of infested marines. All the Vikings getting taken out. It looks like this has worked out for Shibbxyz. Although he is losing a lot of the Broodlords, I think it's still probably going to be enough to take out this army in the middle of Dzerzhinsky, because it looks like it is. Yeah, it definitely is. The infestors are just waiting at the back. They could come in and drop a few neural parasites off, but it looks like they're not really needed. Siege tanks are fighting away in vain. The Thors, another Thor goes down. Trying the best, but with no anti-air. Well, Thor anti-air, but not exactly the best anti-air against the Broodlords. They need to retreat ASAP. He needs to get back into a defensive position, but he doesn't really. I mean, looking at his units on the field, he practically has no army. Really, Shibbxyz needs to move in now and for the killing blow, go straight for the throat, my son. We've got Queens moving up as well. We've got infestors, Broodlords. He can easily take out the gold expansion, easily. Looks like he's going direct for it with the Broodlords. We've got a couple of Hydralisks there as well, so a little bit of a switch up in unit composition. Yeah, I don't think there's any way he can stop this now. Dzerzhinsky, he can't prevent his goal. Yeah, there's a GG from Dzerzhinsky. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was the round of 32 of Cyber.com StarCraft 2 competition Polaris, sponsored by TT Esports and Club 3D. I'm Stylosa from UnitLost.com. Make sure you check UnitLost.com out and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more Polaris tournament coverage, among other games and other things and other StarCraft 2 stuff. And remember, you can win a GeForce GTX 550 graphics card and a dash and mouse mat signed by White Rye if you head over to cyber.com/giveaway. And this was the round of 32, game 1, and the win goes to Shibbxyz. I'll catch you next time, people.